6 News at 4.
All right, we are going to continue with our coverage of the Chargers. As we've been seeing, fans are upset, angry, even heartbroken over the team's move to Los Angeles. Now, this anger started late last night when a disgruntled fan egged the team's headquarters in Murphy Canyon. 24 eggs, actually. Today, groups of people gathered in solidarity there at Chargers Park. They brought with them memorabilia. Some of them started a bonfire in protest or burning flags, as you see right there. Some are not quite so upset to see the Bolts go.
Well, I'm a big supporter of the city of San Diego and the taxpayers refusing to subsidize a billion-dollar sports franchise.
Egos, billionaires trying to make more money, you know.
Now, still others lamented the loss of some longtime cherished San Diego traditions.
I'm sad, man. I mean, the season tickets to the thing, you go to it every game, it's fun. You know the fans, there's a camaraderie, and now it's all gone. It's all gone. Now what do we have? It's over. Yeah, it's really sad. It really is. It's a sad day.
Yeah, people have been going with their families, cheering on the Chargers for decades now. And however you feel about the Bolts' decision to leave San Diego, we can all agree it is the end of an era.
So if you're a fan and you're upset or confused about the team's decision to move, what do you do?
We have clinical psychologist, so Sharp Mesa Vista Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we do want to talk about the emotions. I mean, people are heartbroken, tears, anger. What's expected after a loss like this?
Well, the San Diego Chargers have been here since 1961, so it makes sense that they've been heartbroken, and there's been a lot of back and forth for many years. So naturally, there's going to be a grieving process that comes up, and I think what we're seeing is a lot of sadness, a lot of anger. Maybe some people push away, say they don't care, right? There's going to be a lot of mixed reactions, and that's very natural if you think of it like a breakup.
Well, it's also coping with disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing. That's what it ultimately boils down to. I think you're very disappointed. Your team you've had for your whole life in some cases, up and moving, back to LA. And it's the anger and everything, I think you know best, you're a clinical psychologist, but it seems to stem out of that disappointment.
Absolutely. And it makes sense that people are disappointed. And I think it's really about acknowledging that and talking about that and being able to even ventilate if people want to, because it makes sense that people are angry. But I think what happens is based on the meaning that you make of it will determine how long you stay angry and whether you'll actually continue to support them as they move on or whether you say, I'm done with them now that they've moved up to LA.
And Dr. Salvador, explain to us the emotional attachment with sports. When people love their team, they love it. It is their life.
Yes.
Why does that happen to us?
It's like any attachment, any love relationship. When you bond, I mean, it's also part of your identity, right? So people who are Charger fans, they identify that I'm from San Diego, I'm a Charger fan. People have tattoos on their bodies, right? It's intense. So to have them just up and leave, people might see that as a betrayal. And of course they're going to be disappointed and angry because that's a part of their identity and they're losing that piece of themselves. Just like when you lose a love relationship or a job, it's a part of how you identify. So all of these emotions are natural. And I think it's how we respond to that is going to make a difference whether people can move forward or whether they get stuck in the grief of it.
And that leads me to my next question. How do you respond? What are the mechanisms? What do people do who are just feeling like the guy out throwing 24 eggs for Pete's sake at the facility last night?
Well,
what would you say to somebody like that?
Yeah, well, obviously that person's really passionate and they really want to express themselves. I would always not encourage someone to vandalize any property when they're upset. And I would say that person is angry and they can talk about it and they can ventilate with their friends. And, you know, if they want to create some sort of memorabilia about the Chargers or just do something symbolic to express their pain versus being destructive, right? We never want to encourage being destructive, and it's okay to be mad.
Okay, starting fire is another example of destruction.
Right, rioting, destruction, things like that. It doesn't matter what the loss is, that's never going to be something that is beneficial.
Well, a big day at the gym helped me today. That's
yes,
for sure.
exercise.
Exercise, run. If they got a heavy bag at your gym, just go work that bag.
Work it out, punch it out, right? Exactly. Take it out on the machine.
I know we're running out of time, but another quick question, just people's natural instinct, it seems, is to play the blame game. There is specifically one man out there that a lot of San Diegans do not like right now. Is that a natural part of all this too?
Yes, of course, because I think people feel betrayed on some level, right? Especially if you identify and this has been your team for so many decades. Yeah, so that makes sense. And is it going to be helpful? Is it going to keep you angry? Can you exercise? Can you ventilate? But can you eventually accept that this is happening? And I know right now is not the time to talk about acceptance, but eventually.
Take some
Dr.
time.
Amber Salvador, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
Really
thank
appreciate
you.
it, especially on a day like this.
Yeah,
We
thanks,
need some counseling there. Now, let's turn now to Central California.